and smartphone just by going to DeWittDailyNews.com. If you haven't tried it, why don't you go to Central Illinois' leading online source for local news, police blotter, for the record information, obituaries, and more on your desktop, laptop, iPhone, or smartphone. DeWittDailyNews.com.
Your friend in Central Illinois. WHOW.
Top of the morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence. The WHOW Morning Show streams to Facebook and YouTube. It's brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. Ed Shimon at the National Weather Service in Lincoln is our guest on the phone this morning. Ed, it's hot. What in the world?
Yeah, Mother Nature left the oven door open, so we're dealing with that right now.
Evidently, goodness gracious. Welcome in, by the way. Thanks for making time for us. It's always good to have you on the program, by the way. And so, Ed, what is going on here? I mean, why are we seeing this heat? And it looks like it's stretching into the East Coast and through the Midwest. What's going on right now with this weather system?
Well, we just had a really big heat dome that's set up over the four corners of Southwest U.S., and it just built up a ton of heat. I know you've been hearing records of 20 days in a row above 110 in Phoenix, or that heat was just a massive area of high pressure, and it just shifted a little bit east, and we're only getting the edges of this one. We're not getting the heart of this heat wave, but just enough of a shift in that high pressure to us, and we're getting the dog days of summer here in July now.
Yeah, no question about it. So what is this, Ed, what is this heat wave going to do for, by the way, we should put it this way. Let's start here. How long is this going to last? When do we see a break? What's going to cause the break? How about some of those things?
Sure. Yeah, we are actually getting a cold front that's slowly shifting south. Saturday during the early morning hours, a cold front is going to shift south. So we're going to get a line of some strong storms overnight tonight into Saturday morning, and then that cold front's going to slowly drift into southern Illinois. So Saturday will be not nearly as hot as it's going to be today. We're forecasting highs only around in the upper 80s instead of the upper 90s. So, a noticeable difference, as well as the dew point dropping a little bit as well to get that humidity into a more reasonable level than what we're seeing right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure. That's one thing I've heard a lot about this week from obviously the ag forecasters we have on our networks is the dew points are just extremely high and kind of adding to the issue. Is that the case?
Absolutely. Yeah. Yesterday during the day, the dew points climbed into the lower 80s, which is pretty unusual for our area. Obviously some of those maturing corn plants are pumping some moisture into the air too to get those dew points up. But during the heat of the afternoon, the dew points in the low 80s is really oppressive.
Yeah, kind of the trifecta then, if you will, for the week then.
Right, exactly.
Sure. Well, Ed, so let's revisit here because Monday we're going to see the end of the month hit. Let's highlight Sunday, Monday. What are we looking at for those days' forecasts?
Actually, it looks like a pretty banner 2 days there to close out the month. Sunny skies are forecast both days with highs around 86 Sunday, 84 on Monday. So actually, right around normal for late July time frame. Mid 80s are normal highs this time of year, and the humidity is going to be low enough that it's going to be a really comfortable overall couple of days there to close out the month.
Yep, for sure. So now, okay, Ed, like I was initially going to talk about, I wanted to make sure we got to the weekend weather and everything that was to come here to close out the month of July. This heat, what's it going to do for our average temperatures for the month of July? It feels like it's been a rather comfortable month. It's not been too hot, not been too cold. It's kind of felt on par for July. So I guess, again, what are we looking at for July average temperatures? What do you think this heat wave is going to do for that?
Yeah, we actually were trending well below normal, almost 2 degrees below normal average for the month, including the highs and lows, which, we had quite a few 70s for highs this month. Actually, like 4 or 5 days this month had high temperatures in the 70s, mid to upper 70s. Typically don't see that in July. So that pulled us back. So this heat wave is going to actually creep us, maybe we'll still end up probably 1 degree at least below normal for the month. But, 2 degrees below normal, that's significantly cooler than you would expect July, and then this heat wave kind of says, wait, hold on. Maybe I'll get you back up to normal. So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that all plays out. But yeah, that I guess I hadn't really thought about that. It feels like July's just been a blur. I don't know why, but it's just gone by really fast. And I was trying to recall what the weather had been like. How about rain, Ed? Because we mentioned through about the 4th or 5th of July, we saw some rain showers, and then after that, it was real kind of sporadic. I mean, some pop-up thunderstorms here and there. Like I was going to mention to you, I was thinking the other night before we got this heat wave. Boy, I can't even remember what night that was. Maybe Monday or Tuesday. As I look at the calendar, thunderstorm developed over Clinton and then pushed east to the east part of the state. That was kind of interesting, but it doesn't feel like it's been very wet. How about July? What are we seeing for the precipitation side of things?
Yeah, we started off with pretty frequent rain all the way through about the 8th, and the 8th was just about an inch of rain fell here in Lincoln, and I think DeWitt got some of that as well. But since then, we've only had really one day of measurable rain, and that's the 14th, where we had 0.68 inches. So, spigot shut off. We've really gotten, back towards the drought reestablishing again here, after that really wet June 29th all the way through, that first week of July, and now it's just kind of gone the opposite direction again. Feast or famine is set up here with the rainfall.
Mm-hmm. What's the data tell us?
Yeah, we're 0.9 below normal, 0.9 inches below normal. So just about an inch below normal for July. July is our wettest month, where we average about 4.5 inches of rain or so on average. But yeah, we're trending below, and not seeing a lot of rain coming even in through the first week of August here. So we're going to be seeing probably 3 full weeks of very little rainfall overall, except for just kind of pop-up showers and storms. Although we're getting that cold front late tonight, in the midnight to 3 a.m. time frame, where those storms come in, kind of wake people up, unfortunately, overnight. But maybe we'll get some beneficial rains out of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I was going to go to next. Is I had seen on your Twitter feed this morning and retweeted it to our station page this morning that we're in I believe the slight risk category for maybe some severe weather tonight. What are our chances for some rain as this cold front moves through? How about that?
Yeah, we're seeing rainfall projections. Let me see here. For tonight, it's about a half inch to 3/4 of an inch, in that range. But there is an excessive rainfall outlook just to our north. So if some of those storms kind of hold together, we could see, inch and a half in a short period of time, which unfortunately ends up running off a little bit more than we'd like. But at least an inch hitting the ground, that might not be too bad. That'll definitely help. At least get those top soils kind of soaked again for a few days anyway, to give us something anyway, because we really have gotten almost nothing the last week and a half here.
Yeah, for sure. Been really dry the last couple of weeks, definitely. Ed Shimon, National Weather Service in Lincoln, is our guest on the phone this morning. Ed, looking back at July, any thing of note that we didn't touch on in terms of weather trends, precipitation, data, anything we didn't get to that stood out to you from July?
Yeah, there were no records set that I can recall, other than really high heat indices yesterday that approached record numbers. But the actual air temperature, we never hit 100 degrees. We haven't hit 100 degrees this month yet, and almost every single day in July, the record highs are in the 100 triple digits, basically. So, but still, nothing really super standout-ish is for July at this point. The end of June really was when we got that severe weather.
Mm-hmm.
And we missed out on the July 2nd flash flooding that Chicago got. But as Central Illinois goes, we really kind of didn't have anything that stuck out really as a major event this month.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Well, let's move on to August and the outlooks for August. You mentioned the first week probably going to continue to be dry. What are the outlooks telling us that we could have for the month of August, Ed?
Yeah, we're the above normal precipitation still is in the 6 to 10 day outlook, which is August 2nd to the August 6th. There's just tilted slightly above normal, 33 to 40% chance of having that above normal precipitation into that first week of August. But the heat is actually showing that it's going to continue to be, slightly above normal during that time frame, the August 2nd to 6th. So the heat dome is still going to be real close by, and don't expect this cool down briefly Saturday into early next week to last, because we're going to definitely see the heat kind of rebuild as we get to the 2nd to the 6th. And then luckily the 8 to 14 days showing a reprieve here. It's got below normal temperatures in there for the 4th to the 10th. So, as we head into that second week of August, and a near normal precipitation, so a little bit drier signal coming in. But that cooler than normal will help at least reprieve some of this oppressive heat, I think.
Absolutely. What's the rest of the month? Maybe that 15th through the 31st time frame. Then what's that telling us?
Yeah. The middle of the month on the 3 to 4 week outlook, which takes us all the way through the 18th of August, is showing equal chances of above or below normal, but not really any heat close by. So, and then equal chances of above or below normal precipitation. So, but when I see the cooler air over the Great Lakes and kind of extending into Illinois, that it's a good signal for no major heat waves, at least through the middle of the month. And then the 1 month outlook still has also a below normal bullseye Iowa to the Dakotas into Illinois. So, it looks like we may end up hopefully not really seeing any major heat coming in August then. And the precipitation is showing slightly above normal for the rest of August. So maybe getting a little bit more rain in there with the cooler air. Probably some cold fronts are going to be scooting through on a more frequent basis. So when we get in that storm track, we'll be a little cooler, but maybe a little wetter. So we are going to need some moisture, because we're definitely still at a significant deficit when I'm looking at the 4-inch, 8-inch, and 20-inch soil moisture depths. We dropped really low very quickly again here. Both Springfield and Champaign are definitely below normal.
Mm-hmm.
Champaign significantly, the 80th percentile, nearing record dryness again at the 8-inch and the 4-inch. So even in the 20-inch, at all levels there. So the drought's going to really keep going unless we can really get some good rains coming in soon.
Well, and that's what we feared. I mean, I remember talking with you last month, or the last time we had you on here was, did we get too much rain too fast in that, June 29th through July the 8th timeframe. And it sounds like perhaps we did, because, we got those big rains on that Thursday. I think things dried out on Friday. We got some more rains through the 4th, but again, everything just fell so fast. These were all pop-up, or maybe not pop-up showers, but, severe enough weather that it was quick rainfall over a course of maybe an hour to an hour and a half, and then it was gone, but it was significant. And so, again, you kind of wondered, did it all fall too fast and just run off into the creeks and streams and lakes and rivers and everything?
Yeah. At some points, we were getting reports of rainfall rates of 4 inches an hour, which is just way too fast for the ground to absorb that. And so much of that just ends up flowing into the sewage systems or into the ditches, and then eventually in the creeks and streams, and out of where they need to beneficially be, out in the fields and into our yards and areas that need the rain desperately. So it just can't come too fast. We got to slow it down a little. I know we're being a little demanding for Mother Nature here, but can you slow it down a little bit?
Yeah. Give it to us over, maybe a half a day. It just a half a day. That'd be nice. But
that'd be perfect.
Yep. Hey, Ed, talk to me. State Fair's coming right around the corner. What's the Weather Service doing for the State Fair?
Yeah, we're going to have a presence down there. We have the command vehicle from Logan County Emergency Management Agency. Allows us to have a vehicle down there that we use as our briefing point for monitoring hazardous weather approaching the fair. And actually, there's going to be a Doppler on wheels there on Saturday, August 12th from the University of Illinois Champaign, which is kind of a unique and special feature. They haven't had it there at the fair. And Doppler on wheels is normally used for chasing in the summer, and it's always busy, but they're going to get a day that's going to be at the fair nearby where our Weather Service booth is going to be. So, that's something you might want to head down to the fair on August 12th, Saturday, to go check out the Doppler on wheels. But daily we give briefings to the State Fair every morning and every afternoon. And if there's hazardous weather, we have on-site support. the entire fair every day from noon to about 8 p.m. And we give them frequent updates on if anything's going to be happening. Sometimes as often as every 5 minutes, we'll be given quick updates on where the thunder and lightning threat is, and strong winds and heavy rain. So
sure,
yep, that's our role there.
easy enough. Well, Ed, let's take a time out here, my friend. Where do folks go to keep up with all things in the weather and our forecasts and everything?
Weather.gov/Lincoln.
Ed Shimon, National Weather Service in Lincoln, our guest on the phone. More to come with him on the WHOW Morning Show.
WHOW.
Let's check the opening numbers now at the Chicago Board of Trade on this Friday. I'm Jim Taylor, RFD Radio Network. We start the day double-digit red for corn, beans, and wheat. September corn opening 5.19 and a quarter, down 14. December new crop down 13 and 3/4, 5.28 and a half. March corn 5.40, down 13 and 3/4. August beans starting the day 15.07 and a half, down 24 and a half. September beans down 14 and a half, 14.39. November new crop 13.84, down 14. September wheat 6.96 and 3/4, down 16. December wheat down 16, 7.19 and a half. And March wheat starting the day 7.39 and 3/4, down 14 and a half. August bean meal 4.57 even, that's down 7.50. And August bean oil 69.01, up 40 cents. Opening numbers on this Friday morning. Jim Taylor, RFD Radio Network.
Looking for a new Silverado? This is Scott Baum from Baum Chevrolet Buick here in Clinton. Yes, we finally have new Silverado inventory. We have Silverados in 1500s, 2500s, and 3500s with several trim levels. Custom, LT, RST, LTZ, and yes, high countries. This month, get an extra down payment assistance on all Silverados. Baum Chevrolet Buick. We have inventory. BaumChevyBuick.com. Right from the start.
MR Systems Wireless is your local internet provider for Clinton and surrounding area. They have the products you want and the local service you deserve. MR Systems Wireless Internet Service for home or business includes unlimited data, unlimited streaming, and unlimited calling. Plans start at just $48 a month and get a free Roku 4 lease with our media packages. Get the speed you need with MR Systems Wireless. Call them at 935-2100. That's 935-2100 for MR Systems Wireless.
Your friend in Central Illinois, WHOW.
Once again, a good morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence. The WHOW Morning Show streams to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. Ed Shimon, National Weather Service in Lincoln, is my guest on the phone here for this morning. Ed, let's talk September, October, November, the 3-month outlook as we get into the fall and the harvest season. What are we looking at? What are the trends telling us?
Yeah, the Climate Prediction Center has those outlooks updated, and the heat dome is going to shift south apparently into the East Coast mainly. It's going to be above normal temperatures there. Illinois is showing equal chances of above or below normal temperatures, but the equal chances extend all the way up through the Great Northern Plains. So there's probably some cooler air or more frequent cold fronts maybe coming in and giving us some storms. Doesn't say above normal precipitation. It's got equal chances of above or below normal precip. But, what that tells me is, each month if we get, the climatologically average, like 3.5 inches, that's not bad. If we can get around normal, that'd be great, because right now we haven't been getting above normal for precip. So even a normal precip month would be beneficial for us, while we're not seeing above normal signals in that fall time frame. Hopefully we can at least, creep up to the normal levels of moisture hitting the ground anyway.
Yeah. Now, when you have strong signals for, equal chances, whether it's precipitation, whether it's temperatures, what are you looking at for context in terms of, that could mean, more dry, or that could mean more wet. Like what are you looking at for context there, Ed?
Yeah, when the Climate Prediction Center throws equal chances, they basically are getting mixed signals. They're having some of the extended climatological models show an above normal signal and some showing a below normal. And then when they can't get, like El Nino typically has more of an influence in the winter. So we're kind of in that transition period between summer and winter in the fall range. And nothing is really jumping out in terms of the pressure patterns across the northern hemisphere that gives them enough confidence to say, yeah, the above normal track of storms is going to be here. When they give equal chances, you can expect, maybe a couple of bouts of rain, every week, just to give you a half inch, 3/4, just to get up to that 3.5 inch amounts of rain each month. And but yeah, nothing jumping out. Just means they're getting mixed signals from those extended models they rely on.
But sounds like you're a little concerned that there's not a lot coming to help us break out of this drought then.
Yeah, when you're already at a deficit, you need more than normal to really get obviously back to where you need to be. And with the soil moistures at 4, 8, and 20 inches showing as low as they are across Champaign and over to DeWitt, we are going to need some above normal months of precipitation. So hopefully something starts developing in the climatological pattern here that our jet stream will provide those beneficial rains as we head into the fall at some point here.
And then you were telling me off the air that even into the winter that it's not looking good. What are you seeing there?
Yeah, there's no above normal precipitation signals in the 3-month outlooks all the way into the spring. We're just, equal chances of above or below normal. So, and then none of them are below normal signals, which is good. At least we're seeing, equal chances of above or below normal, which means a 33% chance of above, 33% chance of normal, and 33% chance of below normal. So, at least staying the course will help the drought not get any worse. If we can at least hit those normal levels and not be below, that'll help a little bit, but we really need some above normal precip months here.
Yeah. Now, just talk El Nino, Ed, and just kind of how El Nino traditionally impacts fall time, winter time, springtime. How long does El Nino last? Real quick, kind of break that down for us.
Yeah, El Nino is a long-term climatological change in the equatorial Pacific surface temperatures. It can last, a year or two that we have slightly above normal temperatures over there, and that makes the jet stream respond as it enters into the west coast of the United States. And for us in the winter, that typically can lead towards slightly warmer than normal and a little bit wetter than normal winters in the central Illinois area, which, above normal precip doesn't always mean snow, and we have a lot of ice storms, but we can get that signal of more frequent wintry events in the El Nino winters. So we'll have to see how strong the El Nino gets. Right now, it's a weak El Nino, which basically means anytime it's at least 1/2 of a degree Celsius above normal, that starts the weak El Nino, and we're right about, between that and 1 degree above normal Celsius in the equatorial Pacific, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it actually does affect the jet stream and where those thunderstorm tracks are out over the Pacific. And it does affect, how the weather patterns flow across the United States.
Ed, I got to let you go, my friend. Thanks for joining us this morning. Ed Shimon, National Weather Service in Lincoln. Network News on the way.
The Big 1520 WHOW Clinton 90.